Long before our cities buzzed with lights and noise, when village paths still carried the scent of wet earth after a fresh rain, a young boy sat silently under an old peepal tree. He was just 13. His clothes were torn, his lips were cracked with thirst, and his eyes held a pain far heavier than his age. His name was Moan, and in that moment, he had nothing left in the world. Moan was born into a poor family. His parents were daily wage laborers, working tirelessly just to put 2 simple meals on the table each day. Life was a constant struggle, but it was still life. Until one night the rain began to fall and refused to stop. The river swelled, the land disappeared under a sheet of dark water, and a violent flood swallowed everything in its path. When the water finally receded, Moan's home was gone. His parents were gone. And they never came back. For days Moan waited, his heart filled with a desperate hope, calling out their names into the emptiness. But only silence answered him. At first, the villagers were kind, offering him food and a place to sleep. But soon, their sympathy began to fade. He heard them whispering. Some said an orphan had no future. Others muttered that he would just survive by begging. Those words cut deeper than any hunger pang. It was then that Moan understood something profound and terrifying. If he stayed, he would slowly disappear, becoming nothing more than a ghost in his own village. So, with a trembling heart and a tiny flicker of hope inside him, he began to walk. He walked towards the city, a place he had only heard about in stories. But the city was nothing like his dreams. The streets were crowded, an ocean of people, yet no one seemed to notice him. Everyone rushed past, lost in their own busy lives, their hearts seemingly closed to the world around them. Hunger became his constant companion, following him day and night. For a few agonizing days, Moan begged. He ate whatever scraps came his way, but his heart felt hollow. This wasn't a life. This was merely existing. One night, as he sat shivering on a cold footpath, a middle-aged man stopped in front of him. The man's clothes were simple, but his eyes held a calm and a depth that Moan had never seen before. He asked gently, "Son, why are you begging like this?" Moan looked up, his voice weak and tired. "I have no other way. What else can I do?" The man took a deep breath. "Destiny helps those who help themselves," he said. "If you want, I can show you a better path than begging." Moan stared at him, surprised. There was an honesty in that voice, a sincerity that felt real. "Who are you?" he asked. "My name is Kashji," the man replied. "I work at a small shop nearby. If you're willing, I can teach you how to live with dignity." Moan had nothing to lose and everything to gain. He nodded. "Please teach me." The very next morning, Moan found himself inside a small shop that sold sweets and daily essentials. His first tasks were simple: sweeping the floors, washing the utensils. His body ached by the end of the day, but his heart felt lighter than it had in months. That evening, Kashji handed him 5 rupees and a warm roti. Moan held the roti in his hands, feeling its comforting warmth spread through his fingers. This food tasted different. It tasted earned. Kashji watched him and said softly, "Hard work has its own flavor. Remember this feeling." That night, Moan made a promise to himself. He would never beg again. Days turned into weeks. Moan worked with a quiet sincerity, but he knew he wanted more than just survival. He wanted to grow. One day he gathered his courage and asked Kashji, "Can you teach me something else?" Kashji smiled. "If you're not afraid of responsibility, learning will never stop." He began teaching Moan everything. How to count money, how to speak to customers, how to manage the stock. Moan was a sponge, soaking it all in. He watched carefully, learning which items sold the fastest, how to read a customer's needs, and most importantly, how trust was built one small interaction at a time. He realized a powerful truth. Destiny doesn't change by waiting for it. It changes when you start changing yourself. One day, When the shop owner was away, a customer came in asking for gram flour. Moan hesitated for a second, then took a deep breath. He measured it carefully, just as he'd seen it done 100 times, and completed the sale. When the owner returned and heard about it, he didn't scold him. Instead, a proud smile spread across his face. "You're learning fast," he said. "Keep going." But the journey wasn't without its bumps. On one particularly busy day, Moan made a mistake. He gave the wrong item to a customer who started shouting. The owner, stressed and frustrated, scolded him harshly in front of everyone. Moan's heart shattered. For a moment, all the old doubts came rushing back. Maybe I'm not meant for anything more. Maybe they were right. That evening, Kashji noticed his heavy silence. He sat with him and said, "Failure doesn't mean the end. It means you're learning. The real loss is when you stop trying." Those words were like a spark, reigniting the fire inside Moan. He began working even harder. He asked more questions. He learned about management, about profit and loss. He started to dream, quietly at first, and then with more conviction. One day he asked Kashji, "Do you think I could open my own shop someday?" Kashji's smile was warm and encouraging. With patience, honesty, and belief in yourself, nothing is impossible. Moan now had the experience and the trust he had earned. The only thing missing was money, so he took on more work. In the early mornings and late evenings, he helped a vegetable vendor set up and close his stall. During the day, he continued his work at the shop. Rain or shine, he never stopped. Every night, exhausted but determined, he would count his small savings. Each coin was a testament to his effort, a tiny piece of his dream. Years passed. Moan, now a young man, had saved enough. He finally bought a small humble cart to sell tea and snacks. On the first day he served tea to a customer, his eyes filled with tears. This wasn't just hot tea in a cup. It was the taste of struggle, of hope, of resilience. People loved his tea. They loved his honesty and his warm smile. Slowly, the crowd around his cart grew. The boy who once begged on the streets now stood with pride behind his very own business. His small cart grew into a small hotel. He built a home for himself. But more importantly, he built a life of belief and purpose. He started helping other poor children, teaching them skills, showing them that hard work, not begging, is what keeps hunger away. One night, Moan stood near his bustling hotel and looked across the street at the exact spot on the footpath where he once sat, begging for scraps. Tears streamed down his face, but this time, they were not tears of pain. They were tears of gratitude. Moan's life became living proof that destiny isn't something that is handed to you. It's something you build. It's forged through effort, through patience, and through the courage to get up one more time than you fall down. Like Moan, if we believe in ourselves and refuse to give up, life will eventually reward our efforts. Any honest work is better than despair, because true success is the one you build with your own two hands. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that can change your perspective. See you in the next video.